Welcome back. A 7-member Queens Drive family needs help to repair their house, the foundations which gave way amid heavy rains Saturday night. According to Kenton Chance, the local news blogger, one bedroom and bathroom were damaged when the foundation of the house shifted around midnight Saturday. Cracks have also appeared in some of the walls inside the house. The couple says the house was first damaged by a tremor, which resulted in cracks in some months ago. However, the family did not receive any help from the government, although officials visited and inspected the property. Orlando Craig, Environmental Health Officer in the Ministry of Health, is appealing to the public to take care when purchasing canned foods. He made the appeal during the Public Service Week exhibition held on 23 June 2016. NBC News reported that Mr. Craig is calling on all persons not to ingest canned foods expired, dented, rusted or unlabeled. According to Eyewitness News SVG, the long-delayed Argyle International Airport will not be completed by the end of this month, having also missed the June 2016 target announced in April, then the latest in a string of missed completion deadlines dating back to 2011. At a press conference on Monday, Prime Minister Dr. Ras Gonsalves was asked how the delays would affect the projected government revenues for 2016 and possibly 2017. Dr. Gonsalves, who is also Minister of Finance, said, "It is not so much the revenues. Anytime you have delays, you are likely to have more expenditure and you are likely to have loss of particular opportunities." He reiterated 3 main factors have caused the delay of the airport, namely rain, the length of time it took to remove petroglyphs in the last kilometer of the runway, and the disbursement of money secured by the government. Gonsalves said that over the last 3 years, no fewer than 60 days have been lost annually as a result of bad weather. This is in addition to the 25 to 30 days lost when the Cuban workers returned home for Christmas. Individuals representing the various components of Carnival have expressed their satisfaction with the outcome of the just concluded Vincy Mass. On NBC's Views on Issues program on 10th July 2016, the individuals noted there was a vast improvement to all components of Vincy Mass this year. Chairperson of the Beauty Shows Committee, Cheryl Rodriguez, said, "The Miss SVG and Miss Carnival pageants were 2 of the best produced shows this year." Meanwhile, Secretary of the Carnival Bands Association, Alvon Kodagan, credited the bands for lifting their standards this year. President of the Calypso Association, Earl Bennett, said an improvement in the Calypsos this year was also evident. Band leader for Starlift Steel Orchestra, Roddy Dowers, said he was impressed with the standard of both the junior and senior band sides this year. The panelists also made recommendations which should be taken into consideration to make Vincy Mass more successful. Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture, Honorable Cecil Mackey, says that the government and Carnival Development Corporation, CDC, are desiring to restructure the Vincy Carnival for the future.
Early as November this year. We heard from the chairman, well, we heard from Brother Raggy that some of the mass bands already have their productions finalized and some have the team finalized for 2017. So I would like them to fast track their preparation and having those designs available, because I suggest that we do the major media launch in New York, but we also do smaller launches in the UK, in Canada and the Caribbean countries as well. Why New York? Because that is where the largest groupings come from for Carnival, particularly with turning Vincentians. So it's important that we target them and get in there early, so that persons, when they're making their preparations for their vacation next year, they will know what will be available for them, and the fact that we're going to be paying important attention to the festival.
Carnival 2017 is expected to be launched in November.
And one of the suggestions that I have thrown out is that we have an early launch of the festival. And I suggest that we do so as early as November this year. We heard from the chairman, well, we heard from Brother Raggy that some of the mass bands already have their productions finalized and some have the team finalized for 2017. So I would like them to fast track their preparation and having those designs available, because I suggest that we do the major media launch in New York, but we also do smaller launches in the UK, in Canada, and the Caribbean countries as well. Why New York? Because that is where the largest groupings come from for Carnival, particularly with turning Vincentians. So it's important that we target them and get in there early, so that persons, when they're making their preparations for their vacation next year, they will know what will be available for them, and the fact that we're going to be paying important attention to the festival.
From January to May, the CDC is desiring to begin rural carnival activities. Minister of Culture Cecil Sess-Mackey made a statement today at the CDC's press conference.
So I want us to engage all of those groups. They're a new diaspora group, so that they can also be involved in the launch in New York. As we build up to the final countdown of Carnival 2017, I think that we can have major shows from the month of January to May, as far as possible, as far as the finances would allow, where we can feature a number of the old-time calypsos, calypsonians, soca and raga soca artists, all the other components, pan and mass. So we can showcase those. And my suggestion, we can even consider bringing in one artist from the one of the neighboring islands, so that we can use that as our marketing tool as well, to get those islands interested in Vincy Mas 2017. And I think if we do this, the build up from January to May, we can also look at, and Brother Benjamin mentioned it, the rural carnivals. Can we fit them into that time schedule, so that you would ease some of the pressure on the security aspects on the police, so that we don't have to have all of the rural carnivals clustered into 2 weekends or 3 weekends, but that we can space them out a little more. So that is something that we can have on the table for discussion.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Renald Hadaway said that there were no major reports of violence or criminal activities over the carnival period.
As Ashford mentioned, we promote the hottest carnival in the region, and security is of paramount importance. Vincy Mas 2016, it was safe. And it's our role, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, as we are the custodian of the law of the land, to make this happen. And there are things that contribute to the safety that we brag and boast about. Iterate. The police cannot do it alone. It's a collaborative effort that contributes to the safety and security that was exhibited. I look forward to this level of support from all parties mentioned, so that we can look forward to Vincy Mas 2017.
Coming up next, we take a look at the sporting highlights.